Guys, I'm just looking. I was trying to do a video, and I got caught up with another one, and I'm just like surprised at trying to feel this lighting, trying to get more light in here. I gotta get another a light. I gotta put it up. I think it's about this. I can record this about 20 minutes. Get some recording in here. Um, yeah, man. What do you guys think about? What's up, chat? What do you think about modern day women with women over 40, men over 40? Dating people over 40. That's the top of the conversation. People dating over 40. What's going on, chat? I think people disillusion men and women, and I think people they're not talking the way they should be talking. I think it should be some understanding. What is your opinion about dating over 40, men and women? I'm doing different expectation. I'm seeing people talking about dating like an HR. You have, like one person said, you have the right. You should tell somebody if you don't want to go with them on a date, a second date. That is good. Or if you date a person you don't want to talk to them no more for whatever reason is it your right not to tell them that you don't want to talk to them no more, or just not talk to them? I think it's individual. Some people are willing to reach out to you. Some people are not. Then you got to realize you got different personality traits. You got people that's introvert, people that's extrovert. What are you? Are you an introvert person or are you an extrovert person? You know, so there's all kind of ways to measure the outcome of in the dating market. But it was interesting. The topic of the conversation was people realizing dating over 40 is an absolute nightmare. I think it's on all genders, on all sides. That's my take on it. I think people want like things to be exactly what the way they want it. You know, when you get an age and you get to an age where all the cute looks, the 20s are gone, the 30s are gone. You got your kids. Your kids are grown now. You're in your 40s. The kids are grown or almost grown. Uh, then you're like, okay, what I do now? How do I date? If you get divorced, I think the capable person that's in a position, the best piece is a widower, male or female. Doesn't matter gender. The widower, they're the best one. If you can identify yourself as a widower, I think you get the best. You're the most plausible. Based on the grading scale, you're the 4.0. What you mean? If you're 40 something, your partner died, then you're single again. You're literally a single again, a single widow. That is ideal in that situation. They can't say, well, you divorced this person. You're not a divorcee. You're a widower. Life just took its course. And now you're back on the dating market. You got another 40, 50 years, 60 years to live. You want another partner. Your partner will want you to be by yourself at that middle age. They will want you to find someone that was like them, that showed you love and support. So I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? I think it's a dating in your 40s. It's difficult because I think modern people got a younger mind than modern people of the 70s and the 80s. I think they're thinking like I'm not pretty as I used to be. I'm not handsome as I used to be, and I don't know if somebody gonna like me the same way. What's up, True Trotman? What's going on? What's up, Kia Fletcher? What do you think about dating in your 40s? Modern dating in your 40s. What I'm hearing on these YouTube clips, a lot of people complaining. I think it's the best ideal. How you doing, guys? I think modern day dating in your 40s is like if the best position, like on a grading scale, like I was saying earlier, would be like a 4.0, would be like a widower. What's up, Flubber? 1123. What do you think about dating in your 40s? Talk. You guys want to come on the channel? Talk about the topic of the conversation. What's your opinion of dating in your 40s? I think dating in your 40s is an if you're a widower, Flubber said, peak. Peak, what do you mean by peak? Fletcher said, I don't know. Well, we got people. Okay, let me give you some of the things they've been saying on this video. They were saying like, I think uh, an adult should be able to take care of their basic needs, and when you come into dating, you should be able to talk to the person and negotiate, communicate what you want. And I take care of my stuff, you take care of my stuff. But if you come in at 40 years old, you're not in your 20s, you're not in your 30s, you're definitely a grown person. It should be a mutual understanding at this change. It's no more that young, cute stuff. It's more like ideal. You need a partner in your life to live the rest of your life out. You know, not to be with a person that's in their. You can't have a 20-year-old mind in your 40s. But I think the modern world, the modern people in this world, they have a 20-year-old mind, 20-year-old, 30-year-old mind in their 40s. They're still acting like they're single, independent. I'm watching the video. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. What is your opinion on modern dating over 40? It's like the women are saying it's hard. Some of the men are saying it's hard. What is your opinion? I think it's the best time. On a grading scale, the top person I think will be. Hey, by the way, everybody, subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification. Let me know. Like the channel. Let me know. But I think everybody that's on here, so the topic of the conversation is basically: Would you do you think modern dating in your 40s is too late, or you think they still have time? Do you think they're already settled in their ways and they don't want to like participate in the dating market? What is your opinion? Come on, chat, talk to me. Fletcher said, I don't know. I think modern day dating, as I said earlier, do you think modern day people that dating people that's in the 40 year have a 40-year-old mindset, or they have a 20 to 30-year-old mindset about dating? Because when I'm looking at this video, there's this clip on YouTube, I'm seeing ones think about dating like, as far as it's like still a commodity. Like when you're 40, the dating market, after you go to restaurants, you don't see that many 40-year-olds in the dating in the restaurants, in the nightclubs. There are some 40-year-olds, but 40-year-olds, you pretty much solid in your career. You got teenage kids are grown. You know, some of the relationship they died. Your husband died. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. At 40 some years, you should not be out there trying to act like you're 20 some year old. It's it's a different world. What is your opinion, chat? Do you think dating in your 40s should be like dating in your 20s, or there should be a whole different reference point as far as how you approach dating when you're in your 20s versus when you're in your 40s? Like a 25-year-old and a 45-year-old is worlds apart. What do you guys think? But it seems like when I'm listening to this video, it seems like these 40, 45-year-old women, 40-year-old women, 40-year-old men, they talking like they're in their 20s. I'm like, what? No, no. You should be trying to partner up with somebody. What is your opinion, chat? Come on, talk to me. It's okay. P6Z said it's okay. I don't know if it's okay. I don't think it's cool. What's up, Cyber Odo? You think it's a 45-year-old person should be dating like they're 25, or should be dating somebody 45? When y'all look at the nightclubs, you don't see that many 45-year-old people in the nightclub. What's up? Oh, hey! What's going on? It seems like you should be trying to date somebody and meet them at an event, not in a nightclub. There ain't that many 45-year-old people in a nightclub trying to date people at a nightclub. Who? That's a teenage 20-year-old, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, no, 26. You start getting up over to 27, you started getting old too at that time. You're like, okay, how old are you? You look around and be some people, you look young still, but you are 27, 28. Do you think the 45-year-old should be in a nightclub with 20-year-olds? What's your opinion on that, chat? I think it's two different worlds. I think they should be like they they should be meeting people at a different space. You know, I think. What's your opinion? I think it should be like, hey man, let's meet up at a library. Let's meet up at an event. How you doing? What do you do for a career? I don't think no 45-year-old should be in a nightclub. I'm not saying you can't be in a nightclub, but how many 45-year-old women in a nightclub, at a discotheque, at a bar? How many 45-year-old women that are not there, really, honestly? I think it's okay if you're 90. That's a good joke. I like that. I like that. P6 too. I don't. If we look at the movies, you see most of the people there in the nightclubs are in their 20s. You don't see too many 45-year-olds. Imagine what a 45-year-old look like. At a game, most people are young, super young. It's a learning experience. It's a coming of age. Nightclubs. The venues are made for young people. It ain't made for older people. It made for. They say it's made for everybody, but it's really not made for old people, older middle aged people. 45 is middle age. You're going into your middle age. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not a teen. You're not a young adult. You're not a full. You are past. You're not in your 30s. But you're in your 40s. What you say? You're right. Hey, what? Come on, you guys got to talk to me. Tell me what's going on, chat. I think it's a whole different world, man. And I'm listening with their complaints. They're saying they calling some calling men dumb, or I'm like, well, that's your opinion. You have the right to have your opinion, but the reality is this: if you're 45-year-old trying to date a man and think with the mindset of a 20-year-old, a man that's 45-year-old is not going to date you. If you're a 45-year-old man dating a woman that's 45-year-old, and you acting like you're 20, you talking like you're 20-something-year-old male, and you're 45, that woman is not going to date you. She gonna pass you right up. But what I'm hearing in this video is like a lot of people are dating people. Their mindset is not at their age bracket. They still thinking like what's up? They're still thinking like they're 25. I'm like, dude, you gotta grow, man, with your age. You gotta mature. If I was 45, which I'm not, if I was 45, I'll be trying to date a person that's my age. I'll be trying to find the highest level good. It's like dating is the marketplace. I'll be finding with limited kids or kids are grown out the house because I don't want to take them responsibilities. I'm gonna tell you truthfully. At 45, I wouldn't want to date a woman with a newborn. That's another 20 years of raising a child. And I'm 45. I'll be 65 years old when that child's 20. I'll be 63 when they're 18. No way. I don't want that type of responsibility as far as going over that process again. You know, some people can do it. I think that dating a newborn. It's a young person's game. It's a 20-year-old person game, 22-year-old person game, to 18. But to be 45 and trying to date somebody with a 2-year-old kid or a newborn, it doesn't work well. In my opinion, I wouldn't want that in my life. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You could be a stepfather and want to be with a person like that. That's what you want. But me personally, I don't want to take them type of responsibilities. What's up, Chad? What do you think? If I'm 45 years old, I don't want to be changing diapers and going to daycare and sitting there trying to educate a new kid, the development and going through the development stages, all them stages that most people do not get. I don't want to do that over again. I'd rather do it at 18 to 25 when I have all my kids, 27 when I have all my kids. Then I'm done. I'm done. But to be doing it all over again at 45, imagine I have a 5-year-old at 27. I got 15 more years. I got 13 more years. So 27, 10 more years is 37. Now my kid is 15. Okay, I'll be 37. 3 more years, I'll be 40. My kid will be 18. And then 5 years later, my kid will be 23. I don't want to, Jesus love you too. I don't want to do that over again. I don't want to go through all that at 45, doing all that process again. That doesn't, come on, chat. Does that make sense? If you want to do that, you can do it. But being a adult, I don't want to do it again. If you ain't nothing wrong with having a child. If I was a woman, I don't want to come in there with a guy that got a 2 year old. Although he's responsible for taking, but I'm going to have to put time and consideration. I don't want to. I don't want a newborn again. I don't a young a child, adolescence. I don't want to go through that stage no more. If you want to go there, that's fine. But I do not. What's your opinion, chat? So dating at 45, you should not be acting like you're 20 something at 45. What is your opinion? You should not be requesting what a 25-year-old person would get when you're 45. If that makes sense, chat, come on, talk to me, chat. If you get what I'm trying to say, you should not be trying to act like you 25 when you're 45. I'm not gonna act like I'm 25 when I'm 45. Truthfully, guys, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be trying to entertain somebody like that. I feel like that's disrespectful. I feel like if I date a woman and I'm acting like I'm 25 and she's 45, my same age, we're chronologically the same age. I feel like she'll be taking somebody that's I'll be very immature for her, and I wouldn't want her to be with me. I tell her leave me alone, cause I'm not. What's your opinion, chat? What do you think? But I'm looking. That's why I say modern dating today. The way they're talking like they're 25 still. Like they want the privileges, they want the ideal, they want the man to do what they had at 25, but they're not 25 no more. Or the guys want the woman to do what they 25, what they was at 25, but they're not 25 anymore. What's your opinion? What's it say? You dating a woman? I'm dating anybody, any woman I want to date. What about you? Okay, 6093 said you're wrong. Sorry. What do you mean by 6093? What do you mean by I'm wrong? Come on, give me your opinion. I like that. I like that. I like to respond. What do you mean by I'm wrong? Mommy said, "Hey, handsome. Hello. No one so far has gotten it right, but can you pronounce your username? Let's talk about the topic of the conversation. The conversation is, I said, you're single. Yeah, I'm presently single. I'll tell you that. I get that information. Yes, but I could date anybody I want to date. Um, but I don't feel like I want to mess up no woman's life. If I'm thinking like I'm a 25-year-old, I don't want to date a woman that's 45. If I was 45, let's say I'm 45, that's the topic. If I'm 45, I don't want to date a woman, and if I'm acting like 25, I don't think it's right. I think I'll mess up her life if I got a 25-year-old mentality. If I'm thinking about things like a 25-year-old and I'm 45, and she's 45 chronologically, I think that's the world. I'm 26. Yeah, mommy, I like that. See, you 26, mommy. Okay, let me ask you a question, mommy. In the club, if you seen a 45-year-old man in the club, and all the other guys are 20 your age or up to 30, but this guy is 45. At 45, you're gonna start seeing the features of a 45-year-old. Would you be interested in that 45-year-old guy in a club with just 20 some year old people, 25 to 25 to 30 year olds? Would that person stand out in the nightclub? That's what I'm saying, mommy. That's all I'm trying to say. It doesn't fit. Yes, respect, mommy. Respect. I like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you about. Let me hear your opinions. That's what I'm trying to say. That club scene is made for the 25 and the 30, no more than 30-year-olds, because most people in there, they're young, they're fit, they're exciting, they're enjoying their lives. A 45-year-old person coming in there it's like bringing fall into spring. It's like That's the wrong place to be in a nightclub. Nightclubs are made for the young, fresh. You drinking. When you get older, you ain't drinking that much when you get older. When you're 45 years old, you're not trying to drink five or six, four lemon drops and two. You're not trying to take hurricanes. You're not trying to do all that. You already did all that. That's a young adult's game. And you in there still trying to talk to young women, or you in there trying to talk to young men. It doesn't look right. It doesn't. So where should 45-year-olds hang out? I like that. 6093. I like that. Great question. I think 45 year olds should find spaces where there's a majority of people that's older. But you go to Miami, you go to certain Chicago, New York, Seattle, L.A. Most of them nightclubs are for young, hot people. So I think you should find places. Older people should find places where, like, I would say, believe it or not, museums. I would say places like conventions. I would say hotels that's got events that's happening. They got nice lounges where older people would gather. You have more, families that go there. You know what I'm trying to say? Yes, what the, yeah, yeah. A lot of people go to museum like galleries. What I mean by like downtown Seattle, we in Seattle, we got a lot of in Pioneer Square. We got a galleries where they have a lot of people go there. They have wine tastings. They have events like that where you get more classy, more older, less trying to one night stands, not hook up culture. So a place like that where it's a little older crowd. Yeah, that's what I mean by that. You have to find them spaces. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, but most of the clubs in downtown cities, they're made for the young. I just seen like bouncers frown on people. I seen people get turned away. Like, man, this is not for you. Where you can't come in because they didn't want that scene. I just seen bouncers say, "Look around, look at the line." Yeah, I'm not saying nothing wrong. I like that. 6093 said, uh, that makes sense. You spinning facts. Yeah, stay young at heart. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I like this. This is a good conversation, guys. But I'm watching. Let me show you. I'm watching this video right now. Look, I'm gonna show y'all. Let's see this. This is the video I was. That's the YouTube video I was watching, guys, and it was talking about. Um, that's why I brought this conversation on live chat to say, what do you guys think? Yeah, I'm with that. What's one thing you wish you knew when you turned 18? I ain't gonna lie to you guys. When I was 18, I was in the military. 18, I went to war. I was in the war. Um, so I can't say my mind was totally different, bro. I was trying to survive. I'm trying to make it back home. I was pro. It was a whole different mentality. And like I said, let's imagine I'm 45, so that's 27 years ago. Thank you. That's why I wear my old glory hat. Thank you for your service. Appreciate that. So ain't no. Let's go with 25. Okay. When I was 18, actually, before we went to war, I used to go to this club called DV8 in Seattle. Back in the day, it's a young people's club where young people go. Then when I turned 21, I started going downtown Seattle where all the young people go. That's how I know what I'm talking about. And then when I got older, when I hit my 30s, I was like, I started seeing, when I started hitting my 27, 28, 29, I started seeing my little brothers club. Now they're 21, 22, 23, and they're in the club with me now. And that's when I started feeling a little strange in my late 20s, early 30. At 30, I was like, okay, I would start feeling. So then, as the person previous, then I started going to pool halls where a little older people, like people, would start at like 25 and 30. Then you have some young people in there, but I was go to billiards and stuff like that. I would start moving around because I noticed the nightclubs, my night scenes I was going to, it was getting older. I mean, younger, and I was feeling getting older, and I realized I was aging out of that environment. All the young girls in there, most of the girls were coming there, they were 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, the most. I'm being honest. What's this? I said, thank you for your service. But if you knew what you do know, what would you tell yourself? I'd have left early. But actually, I did. I talked to a few women. I talked to a few women, but I started feeling, honestly, guys. I started feeling like I'm too old to be around this, and it was the same type of young women. They were developing in their life, becoming older women. They were young, so it's like if I'm not gonna get married, I'm not gonna be dating 21-year olds, 22-year olds, 23-year olds, 24. They're learning, they're growing in life. So I didn't age out of that phase. So once I hit like 30, I stopped looking at middle-aged 25-year-old women. I started looking at other women, older women, 27, 30, um, 32. But then they started having a lot of kids. Like the women at that age started having kids. So that kind of, but then at the time I had my kids. So now I got kids I got to raise. I get, so it start, it just, life takes its course. And you start developing. But what I'm trying to say, that's what I'm trying to say. So Mike, when I got to 40, my kids were grown now. I'm not trying to go back and date a woman. Tell from my perspective, I think it's both equal. I would tell no woman to go back after she got her kids are grown to date guys that got newborn kids, like 2-year olds and 3-year olds. Why would you do that to yourself? What's your opinion, chat? I wouldn't do it. Why would you do it? You know what I mean? Let's, like, if that's what your church personality, if you like a person with, if you like just dealing with kids, then that's something different. But most people, I don't think like that, guys. Chat. I don't think most people like, I want to date a woman with newborn kids, with kids under 5 years old. Because as an adult, especially in your 40s, you start thinking like, man, do I want to do all that all over again at my age? I'd rather find somebody that don't have that. And there are a lot of women that don't have, let's say, the average classroom in America, in high schools, what would we say, guys, 30, 40 students in there, half are women. So let's say 20 women. You probably have about time 25, about 10 of them will have kids. But then there's still a half that don't. So as time each, and then remember, every year, every June, a bunch of kids graduate from high school. So there's a bunch of half of these women are graduating from high school. Some getting married, some are not. But the reality is, it's half. So there is a portion of society of women that don't have kids. But we don't look at the numbers. We just see what we see in front of our eyes. You know what I'm trying to say? Do you go to Bellevue places for socializing? Yeah, what's up, Casey? I used to go to Bellevue, but Bellevue got young people. But then also Bellevue got Bellevue's a different animal of its own. A lot of the Seahawks and the players. So there's some older women that come there, and there's older, successful, and yeah, Bellevue is kind of mixed. I'm gonna be honest with you. Bellevue got like a lot of young people, successful people, tech people, but then also Bellevue got a lot of old money, a lot of rich people. So that's a mixture. So that's what I'm trying to say. Some of the restaurants there, some of the lounges and bar and the hotels are older people. You have a mixed crowd there, so you could blend well. That's why a lot of young people only go to certain clubs in Bellevue, because where the young people can go. That's where they take over. You know what I mean? Like in the Lincoln Square, in Bellevue Square, they got like a lot of young people there. You got people they go to the restaurants, but then they don't hang out with the young people. So then you got other like bars that they're. So you really, if you step back, guys, hey, like the channel, turn on your notifications. Appreciate you. Subscribe to my channel. But listen, what I'm trying to say. If you like to think, I'm just trying to get you once to think, because I really like this topic. When I was watching, I was like, that's interesting. Um, I don't know if I would uh, date a person with young kids. I know I would, and I'm trying to tell. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm trying to say it's not my cup of tea, and no one's gonna bully me into accepting something that I know I don't want to. I feel like I don't want to mess up the child's life. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, no one think about the children. We always think about our happiness. What's up, Jasmine? 67. What's up? I I don't you know what I mean? Think about the children. And do you want to be responsible for the next 20 years of the person's life? Do you really want to do that? I don't care how fine she look. If it's a woman, I don't care how handsome he look. Do you want to deal with a dude with a 5-year-old? Come on, ladies. Jasmine, tell me. Come on. All the women, tell me. All the men, tell me. Do you want to deal with a person with a 5-year-old? Ain't no, everyone deserve love. Everyone deserve affection. But the truth is, do you really want to deal with a person that's going through that made had a baby and it didn't work out with their baby mother or father? Doesn't matter the gender, and they feel like, hey, I'm gonna find somebody else new, and you get it back out here at 40 something years old with a 5-year-old. That's rough, bro. That's I'm telling you. Yeah, children have been known to become attached with you. Yeah, children don't know no better. I'm with it. That's right, KC. They don't know no better. They want to be loved. Kids want to be loved. It's natural, instinctively, as human beings, especially as that small. They want to have. They want to hold on to somebody, and that's the sad part of it. You know. That's the sad part of it. So that's why I don't want to get involved. I won't. I don't think that's fair to put that child through that. But everybody have their own opinion. What's your opinion, chat? That me, if I had a 5-year-old, I would watch who I date. Hey, bro, do you remember me? What's up? I was the security guard at the native store in Fife. We chatted before a few times. Yeah, what's up, bro? Yeah, I remember you. What's up? What does your workout program look like to get those kinds of results? Hey, yeah. 9183. I remember you. Hey, what's your opinion on dating older women with children? I'm trying to take the sexism out of it and the gender, trying to say gender neutral. It doesn't matter the sex. Would you date a woman that's 45-year-old that's acting like she's 25-year-old? Would you date a 45-year-old man that's acting like he's 25-year-old? Both. Let's talk about it. And would you date a person that have kids that's under 5? See, this person, 9183 said he married an older woman with kids. No, she got to act her age. I respect that. See, like that's what I'm trying to say. Today, modern women are not acting their ages. They're 45. They want to act like they're 20. Not all. Not all. I can't. I'm just doing a generalization. Many of them don't want to act like they don't want to act their age. They want to act younger, and they want to be treated like they're 25-year-olds. They want the lifestyle of a 20. I'm watching this video. They want the lifestyle of a 25-year-old girl that don't have no kids, that's fresh, that maybe might have one kid, but she's 25-year-olds. She's still in the market of a 25-year-old. She still can get guys. You know what I mean? That's in her age bracket. But a 45-year-old woman that got another 20 years life experience is not going to get the quality of men that I don't know that many 45-year-old women would have dated a 25-year-old man. I'm trying to be honest, open. That they didn't pass that peak. I think it's a young person's game. That's what I'm trying to say. When I hit 30, I didn't mess with the 20-something year old that much no more. I stayed away from it. Especially when I got old. I had my kids. I was focused on my children, life, my ex-wife. I was focused on building, you know. They said, I married an older woman with 5 kids. Yeah, some people like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Some people like being stepfathers. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's not me. But we got to be honest and say that was bro choice. That was 9183's choice. And that's your choice. And that's what you chose. But everybody ain't like 9183, you know? Like he said, no, she got to get her act. She got to act her age. Respect. Real talk. That's what I'm trying to say. Starvey said, don't date a woman with children unless you're ready. You already have children. I will always come second. Yeah. Rick Ross said, I got money. Yeah, if you got money, if that's your thing, you want to take on. But when you're having a 5-year-old, it ain't about money. It's about quality time. It's about spending time with that child. It's about raising that child. See, And that's what I'm trying to say. If you're not mature enough to raise a child, do not get involved with a woman that has children. If you're not ready for, I don't care how pretty she look on the face, you gotta be mindful of that. Thank you, Casey. Casey said, Darian, you are the brother that had married a woman with 5 kids, and now she's saying you are a rare man, real provider, protector, and genuinely caring man. You can't say you hey Darian, don't 9183. Don't buy that logic. We all caring men. But don't cause you married a woman with 5 kids. That's good. That's decent of you. You're benevolent to do that part. That's that word I would say benevolent. But that don't make you no real just a real provider, protector, and genuine caring man. Other men are genuine providers, protector, and caring man. That's what I'm trying to see. These words people throw on you. I bet Darian 9183 would say the same thing. A man with no kids and a woman dating a woman with no kids and taking care of her, being responsible, loving her, being there for. Let's say the man or woman don't have no kids and the guy have kids. He take care of his kids. He's a protector, provider, a caring man. Cause he's doing 5 kids doesn't make him different from a person with no kids or a person that has kids of his own previous. It's still if as long as you take care of your responsibilities, you are a provider, caring man, or the woman. You are a loving, nurturing, uh, uh, welcoming woman. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But we can't. We gotta watch the words we use because people try to make. I'm not, especially on my channel. I'm not gonna let nothing go over that way because it's not fair. It's not fair to other people. Hello. The head about to pop off the head. My friend, look. What's up, YNBA owner? I ain't seen you in a while, man, my friend. What's up? Hello. We're talking about 45-year-old people, doesn't matter male or female, dating 25-year-old people, trying to date at 45. 45-year-old people trying to date like they're 25 again. And you can't, you're not in that space. You're 20 years late. You're 20 years older and you got kids. And how can you date somebody? You don't listen to the topic. Don't jump negative. How can you date somebody that's 20 some years older? And let's say if you're divorced, widow, or never been married, single. Do you get the same rewards of a 25-year-old with no kids? And I say modern dating, they're thinking they want the benefits of a 25-year-old woman or a 25-year-old young man. They want the lifestyle of that, but they're 45 and got kids, or they're 45 with no kids. Can they live like they're 25-year-old? Is that possible? Like we already established that the fact that ain't too many women in a nightclub that's gonna look at a 45-year-old man when she got all of her peers, 20-year-old men, 21-year-old, 25-year-old, 27-year-olds. She gonna look at it's different. They smell different. You know what I mean? She gonna be looking at that man differently. They're gonna be looking at him different. Same as the young men. They got all them young women in the club and the nightclub, and a couple 45-year-old women come in there, single women come in there. They're not gonna get paid attention a lot. I don't care how fine they are. The guys gonna be looking at all the pretty young 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds. They're not gonna be looking at you're gonna tell that the woman's 45-year-old. You can tell she's because a 45-year-old woman carries herself. We gotta admit the truth. A 45-year-old woman carries herself different than a 25-year-old or a 22-year-old woman. Would you not say that? Chat, would you not say that? Would you not, Chad, when you not say when you look at a 45-year-old woman versus a 22-year-old woman, do they Are their mannerisms, how they carry themselves, how they act is totally different. Can you acknowledge that? Chat, can you acknowledge that? Thanks, JE90s. K said, yep, that's right. Uh, that's what you see. We love to be in fantasy land, but the reality when we get serious about it and we start looking at things from reality. When I was in my 30s, I quit going to young clubs because not because I like pretty women and I like young women. I know I was getting older. I could feel it. I'm telling you guys the truth. I was like, man, I can't. And then the women were like, some women, young women, they like to dance all night. I would get tired, bro. I had to sit down. And I was like, man, OJ Simpson Broncos driver on the freeway. You know what I'm saying? I would have to sit down, bro. I would have to sit down, and that's when I realized I can't kick it with the young women like that no more. They're beautiful, they're young, they're vivacious, they're full of energy, life. I said, but I got 2 kids. I got my first kid at 26, my second kid at 27, a year apart, 2 years apart. I got my last kid at 30 something. I was like, I'm through. And I was like, oh, I can't be out here. I'm taking care of my kids. I'm working. I got a great job. I'm doing responsible. But that's when I realized my buddies and are we going down to Belltown? That's where all the young clubs are at in Seattle. We go down there. There's some young older people there. Let's say if a club of 200 people, you have like 10 people that's older. The rest of the 190 people are young. You're gonna stand out, and you're in a position to try to compete with young people trying to look at the women, young women. Then women are not trying, they're avoiding you because they're embarrassed when you come up to a 40-some-year-old man, come up to them, trying to talk to them in front of with their 22-year-old girlfriends. And all these 20-year-old, 1-year-old, 22, 23-year-old young men are hanging around, muscular athletes going to college, universities, playing football, basketball. They running miles, you know what I'm saying? And here comes this 45-year-old man coming to try to talk to her. She's going to be embarrassed. Not all the time, but a lot of times she's going to be embarrassed. She's going to try to slide away. Come on, guys. I keep trying to donate, but it keeps glitching on my phone. But I was trying to give $2 and say thank you for your service and hope life is treating you well. I appreciate it. Hey, try it again. What you mean to keep glitching? I don't understand. Thank you, bro. Hey, did you MC? Did you 3474? Did you subscribe to my channel? Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I don't know what's going on. I'm about to call you, get in touch with YouTube, find out what's going on. You saying it's glitching? I appreciate the gift, $2 gift, and say thank you for your service. I'm signed in. It crashes YouTube. Yeah, I talk. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna send YouTube a message and find out what's going on. Yeah, it's been acting a little weird. All right, appreciate it, man. There's no problem. Thank you for the. I've been getting like gifts and super chats. Try to send me if you want to. Try to send me a gift. See if the gift working. Hey, thanks, YNBA. I appreciate that motivation. Thank you. I'm back at it, bro. But there was a good topic, and you guys know that that's been around me, been knowing how I move. Yeah. KC is in RNSNA said interesting topic. Yeah. See, most people attack these topics, but this is a good topic if you open up the topic and let people think. You will always have people try to attack and the topic, but it's a great topic to talk about it because I'm watching this YouTube clip and I said I'm gonna bring this on to live tonight. I'm gonna talk about live because I want to hear people, but nobody know how to express it because people are trying to be always trying to be politically correct. You know what I mean, guys? And I'm like, yeah, you be political. I'm not political. I'm politically respectful, but I'm not trying to be politically correct. If I think something different, I'm explaining my case. You know what I'm saying, chat? I'm just gonna explain. I was like, man, it don't make sense, or it makes sense. You don't have to agree with me, but give me your view. Give me your point of view so I can understand. You know what I'm saying, chat? I just want to understand, man. I feel like uh, a 45-year-old woman or a 45-year-old man should not be trying to get the benefits of a 25, acting like they could date like they when they was 25-year-old. That's the main. A guy should be like this, a guy should be like that, or a woman should be like this, or a woman should be like that. No, you're 45 years old. You're not 25. You're not 22. You can't get the marketplace world. You can't get that benefit of that age group. It's gone. You had your turn. You're off the merry-go-round. You're off the ride. You get what I'm saying, Chad? You can't go back. It's over. You done 365 days. You done lived it all every year. You done lived the 365 days. You done had your experiences. Life has moved on. The people, your little sisters, your cousins, your brothers, your nieces, your nephews, behind you, it's their era. It's their time. It ain't you. Hey, I hope you enjoyed it. Now that you're 45 and maybe you didn't get to where you want to be, you can't go back and blame and act like you 25-year-old again. You want to, but you can't act that way. You can, but it's not going to work because people gonna be nice and polite and like the other person said, politically correct. But the reality is, no one's going to cater to that. It's life. It's just not high school. We're out of high school, bro. This is real life now. You know what I'm trying to say, chat? And they're acting like, oh, I want to have it like this. I want to have it like this. No, you can't. It's over. Everybody subscribe to my channel, man. Turn on your notifications. It's a wrap. It's over. You're 45. You should be dating a person that's close to your age. You should be worried about if you got some newborns, you should find a guy that like kids. If you got some newborn kids, if you're a male, find a woman that like kids. And they're out there. You gotta be open. And then sometimes if you at that stage, you might be in an area where there's not a lot of older people. You might have to move. People don't think that. I think people live in a world where they want things to come to them. And you can't keep that mentality. You got to be able to grow and develop. And sometimes you got to move. If like you might have to move to an older area. Like let's say, okay, what would you say, chat in the United States? Where would you say where a lot of older people are at? I'm gonna tell you right now, one state where a lot of older retired people are at. I just gave you the key. Florida, not just Miami. This other area. Florida's a long state. You got other Tallahassee, Tampa. You got Jacksonville, Pensacola. You got St. Petersburg, Clearwater. You got all these cities. Orlando. Yeah, you got all these places. So if you're looking for an older person, that might be your person. You might have to go to Florida. Yeah, Nevada. A lot of retired people in Nevada. Guess what else? Arizona, San Diego. A lot of retired military. So you just can't sit there. Yep, you just can't sit there and expect. You can't be in major cities where there's a large majority of young people and where everybody want to stay. You can't go to L.A. L.A. is you got Hollywood. You got everybody want to. It's all about makeup, glamour. You can't go to Miami. You go to Miami, but hey, Miami, hey, if you ain't a solid 8, 10 in Miami, hey, leave Miami alone, bro. It's made for the young, and nobody want kids in Miami. It's all plastic. It's all fake. So places you just can't be sitting in Miami talking about I'm 45-year-old. I want a 20-year-old woman, 25-year-old woman. No, bro. She gonna want you to pay for everything. She gonna want you to do everything for her. You got to pay for her time, and she's not a streetwalker. She just know what she wants. She know her value. She know her youth is what every man wants, and she knows what she can get. So you are in a situation where you're in a vicarious situation where you're in the wrong space. You need to go up to Tampa. You need to go to Tallahassee. You need to get out of Miami. It ain't the place for you. You know what I'm saying, guys? It ain't the place for you. For real. Hey, so I wish everybody the best on them, but it was a good topic. It was a great topic. I enjoyed the conversation. YNBA came through, _owner. Yeah, man. So it was amazing. She should get that if she's in Miami and 10. Yeah, Miami, LA, Myrtle Beach, all the tourist spots, Vegas. You know what I mean? If you know how to move around this country, if that's what yeah, if that's what your thing is, but you can't be that. Okay, I think a lot of times we see on these social media, it's a lot of young people that was a lot of older people that probably was fine back in the day, and now they're in their 40s, and they just move fast through their 20s, and then they're like, okay, and they slipped up and had a baby, and now they want the same treatment, but they forget that they got older, that they hit the 35, the 40, the 41, 45. Now they're there and they're like, man, the guy need to do this for me, dude. You're not the same, because what you didn't realize, every summer there's another you that came out of high school, an 18-year-old fresh face, and every summer there's another 21-year-old that came out that just turned 21. That's pretty as you. It's like a factory line. We're producing babies. Every school, they're filled. We got thousands of universities. We got thousands of high schools. We got thousands of community colleges. People don't realize it's a different world, bro. I'm telling you. They want that lifestyle. Yep, KC said it. They want the lifestyle. Yep. They want the lifestyle and not the responsibility. They want you to have the responsibility. And that's both genders, male and female. Like the brother security guard, he married a woman with 5 kids. Hey man, salute you. If that's what your move is, I ain't hating on nothing, bro. If that's what you want to do it. Go forward, bro. But hey, I don't want to marry nobody with 5 kids. I ain't trying to take responsibility. I don't know why that person did it, but he chose to do it, and I respect it. But I'm not moving that way, you know. And what KC said, they want that lifestyle, and I think that's what it is. And they're trying to sell you on the idea. They're trying to sell you on different words, wordplay. But really, what KC said, they want that lifestyle. Yeah, both genders. Yep. Yep. KC. Yep. You feel me? It ain't just one group. It's men too. I know a lot of dudes I grew up was like that, especially in the military. I'm like, man, you gonna get caught up, bro. And I know guys that was young that didn't want to grow up to be men. I was like, man, you still acting like you're a youngster, bro. Ain't none of my place to judge them, but I'm looking at them, watch how they move and how they act. I'm like, man, it's gonna be difficult for you in life, bro. Ain't none of my business, but I'm gonna still respect you. We can hang out, but hey, then it's the point when as you start getting older, you start turning. I'm in the military. You start turning 19, 20. You like, I can't hang out with you, bro, because you ain't going nowhere. You ain't bringing me nothing. It's like you stuck. You know what I'm saying? You stuck. You're stuck and once you see that situation, it's best thing to move around, and you meet all kind of people, man. Seriously, okay. See, you meet all kind of people, and I wish everybody the best. But the reality is, uh, it's a cold game out there. And it is the lifestyle. Like the song says, lifestyle. They all want that lifestyle, and they gonna lie. They gonna tell all kind of yeah. KC came through with Arrested Development. Real talk, bro. Real talk. Men and women, and that's why I don't do the gender thing, man. Because I'm watching women talk, but men do the same thing. I gotta keep it real. Men on that same tip, they got 2, 3 kids. I'm like, ain't no woman gonna be bowing down to you, bro. Ain't no woman coming in. Ain't no real woman coming in there trying to take your kids, man. She love kids. She think that's honorable to have children, bring children life into the world. But I ain't trying to be responsible. I'm not trying to be a baby mama to some 5-year-old. I did my time. Let's say she's 45. Her kids are grown. She's like, man, how's your kids? I got kids. I got kids. How's your kids? And she say my kids is 18 and 20, 21, going to college, going off to college. Well, how's your kid? Oh, I got a 21-year-old. Then I got a 5 and a 3-year-old. What? Yeah, men want to be the prize. Yep, yep. I say men and women. It's not a gender. They all want to be the prize until they mature past the understanding. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm like, hey, I wish you guys the best, man. I think it's just a maturity thing, you know, and being honest and truthfully, guys, being honest. Like, I'm not trying to at 45 years old. I'm too old. What's up, Fontaine? 1, 2, 3. What's popping? Yeah, Fontaine, my moderator, my snipers in the house. Yeah, I'm too old to be trying to raise. Man, I'm 45 years old, bro, and I'm trying to raise another a 5 year old. I'm a good type. I believe I'm a good hearted person. I'm not trying to do that over again. I'm like 10 years. I'll be 55, and this kid will be 15. I mean, wait a minute. Yeah, 10 years, 15. I'll be too old to be trying to do it all over again, bro. I'll be almost 60 when it's turn 18. I feel like I wasted all my good years raising another person's kids. Now I gotta honestly ask myself, do I want to go through this again? Do I want to go through this process again? I'm gonna say, me personally, no. I think it's an honorable thing. I think it's an honorable thing for a woman to come in and take that. But I don't want to be that person. I'm being honest. I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with having kids. I got my own kids, but I took my responsibility for my children. That's what grandparents are for. Exactly. But is that right to man? Is that right to put a 2 or 3 year on your grandparents? Them old people ain't trying to run around at 60 some years old trying to catch with a 2 or 3 year old or 5 year old kid. They ain't trying to do all that, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Especially uh, every grandparent. One thing about grandparents, they keep it real. They just tell you straight up what they mean. They ain't got time to be politically correct. They, I didn't heard some of the things they didn't say. I was like, man, that's kind of bold. That's kind of cold. Hey, did you really did that old lady or old man just really say that? I was like, oh man, they ain't taking no breaks. Yep. Hey, they'll tell you, don't bring that kid over my house again. That ain't my grandkid. I didn't heard people say that. I didn't heard old people say that. I was like, then you be like, they right. A grandparent would tell you, don't bring that child. I love children, but don't bring that child over my house again. That ain't my kid. That ain't my grandparent. Ain't nothing part of my bloodline. I'm like, that's kind of bold and cold. But they would say stuff like that. I didn't heard things. I'm like, man. And every kid need love and every kid need affection, but you can't you can't drop the man can't drop the load on a woman, and a woman can't drop the load on a man because of what they want. And you if you did you actually if you're 45 year old and you got a 3 year old and you got a kid at 41 year old 42 year old, you had a new child, you basically put yourself in a position for the next 20 years to you 60 to raise that child. For real, bro. I'm going to tell you, it's hard to get a man. It's hard to get a man. Is not saying you can't, but it's going to be hard to get a man or a woman to come in and be with you for the next 18 years, trying to raise a new child. They're thinking, I already had mine. Like me, my kids are grown. I got they already had it. What's up, Fletcher? P6Z is back. What's up? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. And it's just amazing how they're talking on this internet. Well, she said, I wasted so much time because if I would have known this was, see, this is, what you say, KC? I know a man who's 72 and has a son who just turned 5 year old. That's crazy. I drove city bus. I know a lot of guys. I know a lot of guys that went through that. Allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly went through that. Man, I know some guys. I knew girls that come in. I drove city bus, and they just come in and they talk to dudes just to get a baby because they know the guy's not gonna leave that job. So they know they got a guaranteed paycheck. I know a lot of metro drivers that had new babies Uh, and I'm like, bro, you're 50 years old and you got a new baby. That's crazy. You know that young. Hey man, do what you do. Seriously, yep. Fletcher said, what? Yep. I knew guys. I knew, man. I tell y'all one. This one person came in and was just looking for dudes to get babies by. Came in to get a paycheck. They just call it paycheck babies. Literally, guys, paycheck babies. That's what they call them. And they would come in like a guy. They're trying to find a guy with 10 years of experience at the job. They want somebody 10 years, so they pass the I'm gonna quit stage. They're probably at the top of the pay, and they're not going over. They got a good salary. They got a good career. They probably got a condo or a home or whatever. Their first starter home, and they're not going to quit. They're not going to leave their job, and they'll try to date that person just to get a baby with that person. Then leave them. Then break up and leave them. Or men do the same thing, and it's crazy. It's a crazy phenomenon. But I've seen some things, man. I didn't think it was true. I didn't, man. It's crazy out there. It's amazing. Yeah, Fletcher said, "What? Yep, it's real out there. It's some real people have some real agendas. That's why the paternity thing that's going on. Everybody talking about the paternity. Yeah, that's real, bro. That's real. Yeah, KC, yeah, yes, it happens all the time. People don't realize that. Hey, I in any society, you got slick people, male and females. It doesn't matter the gender. I'm just gonna say this: you got slick people. Everybody know that. We don't like to acknowledge it. We don't like to talk about it. But in every society, and everywhere when you go, you're gonna have some slick type of people trying to manipulate, trying to take over, trying to get, you know. That's just the way human beings are. Not all, not everybody, but there's always a nucleus, a small group of people that have that mentality. They're looking for the easiest way to get over, and whatever that is, it is what it is. I just say it is what it is, my friend. So hey, I wish everybody the best on that because it's a lot of people are because people be sending you. I bring the truth to this YouTube chat. My chat live stream. I'm bringing the truth because I want to have truthful conversations, man. Seriously, we say you said it. People have real agendas. They will get unsuspecting persons caught up. Yep, yep. I done seen a lot, and sometimes I just shake my head, man. I be like, man, wow. I people try to catch me up through my lifetime, and it's okay. You know what I mean? I can tell you everything, but it's okay. But as long as you know, got that instant wisdom where you can catch intuition, where you can see like, oh, I see that, I see that, I see that. It was the case. He said, me too. Yeah, I saw that, I saw it. I'm like, yep, I see you. I see your move. I see your move. I got you. I got you. I just said today I'm clocking you. What's it said, Fletcher? Yo, I got to go, my dog. Jumped out my out of my window. Sorry. Hey, Fletcher. Hey, lock in, man. Subscribe to the channel. Everybody subscribe to the channel. I'm about to get off too, man. I'll be on tomorrow, Lord willing. Man, I had a good. This is a good topic conversation. Hey, we had a good time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications, because I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get everything back on par. But yeah, this is a good conversation tonight. This is a good topic. I like this where it went. People came and went, and people like the topic. It's how you carry it. Nowadays, more narcissists, psychopaths exist more than ever. Hey, bro, KC is hitting. KC is hitting grand slams right now. Number of homers. You're knocking out the park, KC. KC, you're knocking out the park. Subscribe to the channel, KC. Subscribe to the channel. You bring a this and turn your notification. Turn your all notifications so when I come back on it, it'll send you a notification. For real, KC. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You hit hard on that one. Yeah, I didn't think that, man. The it was crazy, the narcissism out there. It's crazy, bro. People don't care. You know, they put their makeup on their face, dudes, or they laugh it off, or they look at you like, yeah, what? It's crazy out there, man. Love, number love, guys. Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, like my channel before you go, man. Trying to get these likes up too. I'm trying to everybody in here get the likes up. But yeah, it's real out here, bro. I hope y'all enjoy this, man. What to say? What's that? What's that? What's that? Pathier, Skid, and Morton. I'm glad you hear rooftop activities will keep you out of trouble. Yep, I've taken a liking to this area. It's correcting my karma. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, bye. I gotta get him. Yeah, all right, bro. Appreciate you coming through, Fletcher. Hey, soulless people, beware. Yeah, KC. Hey, it's real out here, guys. Good conversation, man. I'm gonna have a good topic tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah, what you say? But you see what you say? Mortem, the towels are in the desperate need of repair. Sure, as button chiefs. Sure as buttons. Sure as button. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, it's been nice chatting you up, man. Good conversation, good chat. I'm glad y'all got involved. Hey, man, lock in. Hey, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification when I come back on. You'll be the first one to be hit up through the system. All right, guys. Tomorrow it is. Been on for a little over an hour. I had a great time. You guys have a wonderful night. All right. Good night.